Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for joining me. It's April the 10th, and we're going to take a look at Bitcoin today. And I'm especially going to talk to you about some of the tips and tricks that I know you'll find useful for this upcoming bull market, especially how to catch these volatile coins and how to keep track of them as well. So my name is Philakone LED. I've been in the crypto space for over 8 years now, and my job is to provide you with the best technical analysis advice from the perspective of a day trader that grew $2,000 to well over 7 figures now. And I want to make sure that everybody shares the same success and information as I have. And that's the ultimate goal in crypto, to share what you know so you can see other people succeed as well. And there's nothing better than seeing people do very well that you've been in touch with. And especially if they thank you a few years back and they say to you, hey, Philakone, I remember that you said this to me a few years ago. It really clicked and it stuck to me. And here I am 3 years later. I caught the last bull market. And I really hope that some of the things that I share with you will resonate with you for the next few months or years to come. And if it helps you in the next bull market become a millionaire, I'm going to be excited about it. So please make sure you tell me. So the first thing that we're going to do today is take a look at the Bitcoin markets and see how it's trending. Every day as a day trader, when you first get online, your job should be to jump into the markets and take a look at TradingView and especially see how Bitcoin is trending. It's so important to keep track of Bitcoin because what Bitcoin does, it's usually going to dictate the majority of the market as well. Yes, there are some other coins that are going to be moving against Bitcoin, but we have to keep track of Bitcoin because if Bitcoin all of a sudden has a tremendous move to the downside, a lot of coins are ultimately going to fall prey to Bitcoin's move down as well. But right now, because Bitcoin's dominance is so high, if Bitcoin does end up rallying a significant amount, we're not really seeing a lot of these altcoins move the same way that Bitcoin is moving right now. I'm sure that altcoin season will come here one day. What I'm more sure about right now, though, is that Bitcoin has absolutely hit a bottom this year already based off of so many different metrics, and I just cannot see Bitcoin making another low this year. We've now extended well past the amount of time that we normally see in a bear market, which is roughly 400 days. This is the year that's after the bear market. So just to summarize, the bull market years have been 2013, 2017, and 2021. So those are the bull market years, and the bear market years after that is 2014, 2018, and 2022. If you've noticed that, they actually oscillate so far based on a 4-year cycle, and the halving is just around the corner as well next year in 2024. And usually the year after the bear market, which is going to be 2015, 2019, and this current year, 2023, it's the year where the bulls and the bears are constantly going to fight. Some of the times the bulls are going to rally a tremendous amount, but the bears do eventually take over. There's usually some major corrections, but one out of 2 cases, for example, in 2015, we actually ended up seeing another low in that year. Whereas in 2019, we did have a major drop of 72%, but we did not see another low. So this year it's on the fence right now. But if you had to ask my professional opinion based off of all the bull markets and the bear markets that I've been in since 2016, I would say that we've actually reached the bottom already. There's a chance we might double bottom. We don't know this with certainty. Nobody can predict the market. All we can do is prepare for what could possibly happen. I find that the best traders are the ones that end up reacting the most when something happens. And it's so important to stay diligent and caught up with the market. And it's so important to stay caught up with what the market is doing. So this way, when it does happen, you're going to have a game plan. You have to ask yourself, what am I going to do if we do get to another low? Well, I know what I'm going to do. First of all, I'm not going to shed any of my positions. I'm not going to panic because if we do see another low or even a double bottom or even another major drop close to the $15,000 range, instead of panicking, it's going to create a massive opportunity for you to accumulate even more. So having cash on hand right now is extremely important. And I think that anybody who gets into the market from that current low that we saw prior to even right now, and if you just hold long term, and this is not financial advice, this is my personal opinion, I think that you're going to do extremely well in the next bull market. But of course, the people that got in on a lower price back in January, you're going to do extremely well. So my strategy right now, every few weeks, is I'm just going to constantly dollar cost average. Dollar cost averaging will outperform trying to time the bottom every single time. So let's take a look at what Bitcoin's doing, and I'll give you guys a quick update. And we're also going to talk generally about about how we can prepare for this bull market when it does come, and some of the strategies that you could use. So before we begin, just check out this mouse pad. If you haven't seen this yet, you have to see it. This is the Team Philakone mouse pad, the one that I'm using right now on my desk. It's a gigantic desk mat that's RGB, and it's got the 13 commandments of trading, which is important for you to build discipline. I find that a lot of people, that's the main reason why they're not succeeding when it comes to day trading. So this mouse mat is designed for you to read it every single time before you enter a trade, and it has my 13 commandments of trading. This is one of the main reasons I made it. It's going to force people to read this every single time. Some of the things that it says is, I will maintain discipline and stick to my trading plan. I will have a risk to reward ratio. I will never add to a losing position. I will never let a small loss turn catastrophic. I will never revenge trade. I will document and review every trade. So if you ended up reviewing this mouse pad and it's right here in front of you, for example, you guys can see me using it. It's a beautiful large mouse pad, RGB. I don't make much money on this. I didn't do this to make money, just to be clear. I make way more money day trading, of course. But I made this for fun because I thought that a lot of people would find it useful. So just check out my Twitter, guys. It's at this link right below here. It goes for $49.99, and I think it's going to look really cool on your desk, first of all. But secondly, it's really going to help you trade and become more disciplined. If I'm looking at you right in the face every single time, it's got a beautiful Team Philakone stamp on it, and you guys are going to love it. So take a look at that. I know you'll love it. So getting on with Bitcoin right now, with how the market is trending. So unfortunately, Bitcoin has been trending in this sideways market now for about 24 days. And because of that, it's not that interesting. So if we take a look really far back, what we'll first notice is that there's a resistance all the way from January. So if we take a look at this January 2021 low, Bitcoin actually dropped 31%, and then it started to rally to make that new all-time high back in the February ranges of 2021. And then it rallied 125% after. Because of that, it's going to act as a really strong support. So it acted as a strong support here. It acted as a strong support there and there as well. So it bounced 3 times, and then we made the double top equivalent back in November of 2021. And then because of that, on the way down, and we found hesitation coming down for 1 full month. So we have to ask ourselves, we're in that range right now. Is it really likely for Bitcoin to spike up to the top right here and break it? The answer is no. It's not likely, considering how many times we found support in that particular region. So it's more likely to break to the downside after perhaps trending on this white line right now. Technically, there's a resistance that's trending. I don't think it's going to smash there anytime soon. And what's likely to happen, in my opinion, is that we're going to probably trend to that white line, to that green box where the resistance is, and then we'll most likely correct to the downside. But if I'm wrong, and I hope that I'm wrong, and we break out instead to a major high above this range, above these particular resistance ranges, that was a former support, it would be considered extremely bullish. And if that happens, who knows where Bitcoin could actually end up hitting. But that's on the very bullish and optimistic side. On the bearish side, we see that we have a low here in August of 2022. We see that we have a high here in August and a high here in February. So it's going to create a support. So on the lower side, as long as we stay bullish above this particular trend line, I believe that we do have a chance to hit those 30 to 32K regions. And one of the bullish signs of Bitcoin right now is on the 6-hour chandelier exit indicator and also the EMA 55. If we noticed here on both of them, the 6-hour time frame on the 55 EMA and the chandelier exit indicator, the volatility has not changed yet and the trend has not changed yet. How would the trend change? First of all, the 6-hour has been supporting very nicely so far many times. So if it breaks below the 6-hour 55 EMA, then the trend change would be identified. Not only that, from the beginning of the trend here on the 6-hour time frame, we're seeing that the chandelier exit bounced once here, and this is the time frame that is the most consistent. If we go to, for example, on a 5-hour time frame, we see that it has broken to the red once, where the volatility changed over here, and then the volatility recovers and it stays above it. So technically speaking, you could say that even the 4-hour is very supportive because we only broke a little bit into the red where the volatility changed after that big drop, but we recovered. So I think around over here, that's where a trend change would occur. If we dropped and fell right below, say 27,000, like around these lows here, 27,200, there's going to be a high likelihood that we'll hit a lower low down over here. If the 6-hour 55 EMA breaks to the downside, and then, for example, the 4-hour chandelier exit as well. So the 4-hour chandelier exit is around here, and on the 6-hour, it's right around the same price. So it's pretty much this region that is holding as a support right now. If that ends up breaking, I think that it's going to be very bearish. We'll most likely hit the $25,200 range. And if we bounce, there's going to be a chance we'll hit that $30,000 range still. And then I'm also seeing some other signs right now where people are saying, of course, there's a possible triangle that could possibly be formed in here. So perhaps this is reaching a peak right now already. And then we come to the downside there. And then we hit somewhere up there to finally finish that fifth wave. So this would be called a leading first wave diagonal. Although it's not exactly broken into threes, it is still a possibility provided that wave 3 is not the smallest. And in this particular case, wave 5 would actually be the smallest over here. But here it indicates we break well above there, which I don't think is a likely case. So based off of the Elliott wave theory right now, there's just not a viable count that I can give. The only viable count that I can give is the first wave forming over here, and it finishes off the 5 there. And this is now wave 2, and I am unsure of what this structure is. It could be the beginning of the first subwave of 5 for the third bigger degree, but that's also unlikely because then we would be considered extremely bullish. So what I'm referring to is that that's a 1, 2, and there's a big 3 and a 4 and a 5. And of course, 3, 4, and 5 is to be determined. So then we would be looking at, this is now wave 1, a 2, and then a 3, and then 4, and then a 5. That is a possibility as well, but that would imply extreme bullishness. So as it stands right now, Bitcoin has been trending for 24 days now in this exact resistance, and there's not much indication of a possible break to the upside, not quite yet, although the 6-hour chandelier exit indicator and 55 EMA is holding. If it does continue to hold, then there's a possibility that we're going to hit the higher range over here near 31, 32K, but that must hold. And if it doesn't hold, then the bearish scenario is we break down to the $25,100 range. So I'm not going to make this video too long, but what I wanted to also talk to you guys about is the bull market. And when it does come, you have to really ask yourself, what am I going to do to keep track of a lot of the coins that I'm going to be trading? Let's just pretend that this is a bull market right now. So if we see certain coins like, for example, Lena break to the upside, and we're just going to separate it into 5-wave fractals. So what I would recommend doing is whenever you see a 5-wave fractal, you have to have an Excel spreadsheet. So you say to yourself, all right, well, coin like Lena just did about 92%, and then you would want to divide up your Excel spreadsheets. And this is something that I'm going to be doing with my Discord group and also in the Ultimate Bull Market Strategy guys, but I'm just giving you guys more of a sample and to let you know generally what I would recommend doing. I would recommend keeping an Excel spreadsheet and writing down the wave formations that they're in. So in different sections in the Excel, you would have, for example, wave 2 consolidation. So all the coins that have already finished the first wave, for example, Lena right here, okay, you would write down that wave Lena is going to be in this section, and you're going to write down how much it went up as well. And then you're going to put this into the wave 2 consolidation because that's exactly what it's in. And what this implies is you're either waiting for a wave 2 to correct and so you can buy it on the dip, or you're waiting for a wave 2 to perhaps make a pattern so you can play it on the breakout. And you need to start having a funnel system where the coins that have broken out already, they're going to move through the different phases of the bull market and of the Elliott wave theory. So just for example, we see right now that Lena is going to be in the wave 2 category right now. And then, like, just for example, if I rename this to wave 2, okay, you can even do it on TradingView, but of course it's better to have notes and do it on Excel. So what you would do is OMT, you would say to yourself, it had a gigantic wave to the upside. So you can see that it had a massive wave already. You can see that it had like a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 up there. So after this one finished the 5 waves, you would say to yourself, okay, well, is it going to make another wave? We're going to be waiting for another possible wave to the upside. Is it going to actually make one? So we would put this as of a first wave there, and then we would put this one in this column as well in the wave 2 consolidation, which implies very strongly, once again, that the wave 2 consolidation category, it refers to looking for a coin that's developing a pattern or looking for a dip that's making like an ABC zigzag. So we see that other coins like SXP, it made a 5 wave as well. It's harder to count. So you would put this into the wave 2 consolidation. So you're looking for what's happening in the next wave. So the goal of all of this is to find out what coins have started to move. And once they've moved already, you're usually going to miss it. Let's be honest. Wave 1 finishes and then wave 2 starts to consolidate. Let me just give you an example. So right here, this is finishing one entire wave. Well, when Lena made only this wave, where it did like 22%, that should have got on your radar. Okay, so you would say to yourself, okay, well, that's wave 1, this is wave 2. So this should be on your radar, and then you're going to move it into this category. And let's just say that there's another category later, wave 4. So then after you're following Lena, you would say to yourself, okay, well, I'm following it now. If it breaks out, I'm going to buy it. Or if it makes an ABC pattern, then I'm also going to buy it because I'm attempting to go for the 3rd wave. This category refers to I'm going to follow what's happening in wave 2 so I can see if I can catch wave 3. So then after wave 3 finishes and you actually successfully caught it, so now you would move Lena to wave 4. So now you're following what happens in wave 4 over here. And then perhaps you can catch yourself a breakout. Like if you zoomed in to a smaller time frame, you would be able to catch a breakout on Lena. So just as an example, this is making some really, really ugly pattern in here. But nevertheless, I think that it could easily be defined and caught if we changed up the time frames over here. So it looks pretty decent. Then you would use your typical strategies for breakouts, for EMAs, and for slope trend lines. And eventually you would be able to catch a breakout for Lena. And then it does break out successfully, right? So because it's now in the wave 4 section over here, you're following this particular wave because this is now wave 4. Get it? So this is now 1, 2, 3, 4. And then now that all 5 waves are done, okay, they're all done already. What you're going to do is you're going to put it back into wave 2 consolidation. And now because all 5 waves have finished, this finishes the wave 1. That means that it's doing a wave 2 consolidation. So they're just going to keep alternating back and forth. But if you do this on Excel, it's a lot better because you're going to be able to fill in more notes. You can also write down exactly how far it's moved, exactly what patterns they're making as well. And if you constantly update this Excel spreadsheet of yours in the bull market, you're going to have a list of multiple coins to trade every single day and multiple coins to keep track of. Because the more coins that you have on your list in this funnel system that you're trying to get on your watch list, you're going to have a higher chance of catching so many coins in day trade. And you're not going to use this crypto screener nearly as much because you're going to also be using the crypto screener and also using your Excel spreadsheet to be filtering through which coins you'll be trading. So the whole goal of building a watch list is to increase your chance of success for catching coins. And if you are unaware of how to do this, it's time for you to get started and it's time for you to learn. So that's exactly what I have to tell you guys about. Just make sure you're starting to prepare for the bull market by having a reasonable system that's going to help you identify coins and especially manage the coins that you're going to be trading today. So thank you very much for joining me. I just wanted to keep this video short and just so you guys know, the book is coming out in less than a few weeks. In about 2 weeks, this book of mine, The Ultimate Bull Market Strategy Guide, it is coming out. It's an awesome book, very, very professional. It only comes in a package. All the table of contents are here already as well. It's going to cover exactly what I'll be using in the bull market in terms of strategies and how I'm going to be using these indicators of mine. This is meant to be a companion book and it's sold for $1,350. And what you get with it is, first of all, the Ultimate Bull Market Strategy Guide course. So you get 26 hours over 46 lessons, online courses. You also get a lifetime Discord membership to my private trading group. You also get the book that's mailed out to you in a package. It's beautifully wrapped in a cool gift package that comes with a handmade certificate, that also comes with a bookmark and a Team Philakone LED, just like this one that's sitting on my desk over here. I'm not sure if you can see it, but this is a Team Philakone LED that lights up. So this is going to be mailed out to you. So it's a really cool package, especially if you want to commit. Only 100 are going to be made, and right now 10 are pre-sold already. So there's only 90 left. And then when you buy this, there's also a raffle. One out of the 100 people that buys it, you're going to win an all-inclusive vacation to Istanbul, Turkey, where we're going to hang out. I'm going to pay for your hotel. I'm going to pay for your flight. I'm going to pay for your food. And we're just going to hang out for 3 days in Istanbul, Turkey, where we can day trade together if you'd like, or we can see Istanbul together and sightsee. So that's the grand prize, and one person will win that. Right now, I'm taking pre-orders already because the book is released in about 2.5 weeks, and it'll be mailed out to you in about 3 weeks total. So definitely get on it, especially if you want to commit to this bull market. If you want to learn from $1 million trader, if you want to learn from someone that's going to be managing over $10 million in the next bull market, I really encourage you to take this investment initiative and start investing in yourself, and you're going to be very proud that you did. And if you guys really like my content and you want to support me, make sure you're subscribing to my channel. It really helps with the algorithm if you also hit the like button and hit that notification button if you want to be up to date with all the videos that I'm posting. Thanks a lot for your support. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you for watching, and have yourself a great day. Bye now.